खबरदार, अगर आप चलेगा बिना तो ध्यान, तो क्या पता ये जादू खरबूजा घुस जाए आपके पीछे और फाड़ दे आपकी मुसीबत तो बुलावा मत दीजिए, खुशी खुशी दान कीजिए। इतना क्यों मुस्कुरा रहे मेरी जान?
I was very nervous about this scene. I wasn't happy. The wig was giving me a lot of trouble. I wasn't still like, completely feeling very comfortable in whatever. I think the jacket was cut a certain way. It was bothering me. Ayyo, that's me referencing this wonderful comedy actor from Tamil films called Vadivelu. While we were shooting it in पुणे में ज़्यादातर इसकी शूटिंग हुई थी, तो एक रक्षलेखा सोसाइटी इसके अंदर कर रहे थे, तो वहाँ पे बच्चे आते थे शूटिंग देखने के लिए, एंड हीरो कौन है, एंड somebody used to point to me and then used to look at me, yeah hero, yeah. So when I was watching this, I was just marveling at her performance. ठीक है, मैंने भी अच्छा किया है, but ऐसे पानी की तरह बहती है. I absolutely love acting. I love to pretend to be somebody else, and the whole process of acting I really like. The whole journey of an actor, of building a career together, of piecing it together, I really like. It's a lot of fun. It can be a little painful also. Hello, मैं हूँ Gulshan Devaiah and you're watching me on Mashable Todd-Food.
इतना बेरहमी मत लेकर दांत, अगर आप चलेगा बिना तो ध्यान, तो क्या पता ये जादू खरबूजा घुस जाए आपके पीछे और फाड़ दे आपकी मुसीबत तो बुलावा मत दीजिए, खुशी खुशी दान कीजिए। इतना क्यों मुस्कुरा रहे मेरी जान?
I was very nervous about this scene. I wasn't happy. The wig was giving me a lot of trouble, and I was just, I think, was it the first day or second day or something? I wasn't still like, completely feeling very comfortable in whatever. I think the jacket was cut a certain way, it was bothering me. I was a bit irritated, on this day. And that Yazdi bike was a khatara. It just wouldn't start, and like it was really, I wasn't as comfortable and as composed as I would like to have been. But I think the scene still works because it was written a certain way by Raj and DK and Suman, and it was shot by Pankaj, and I think Saurabh is doing a great job over here of selling the scene. I just imagined I'm in a western, I'm in a spaghetti western, and throughout the whole thing, although they were not making a spaghetti western, but me imagining that I'm in a spaghetti western, like me imagining to be in my own imaginary world, in an imaginary world that Raj and DK had created. So that was fun, and it really worked. In fact, sometimes, I don't know if people catch it or something, you can see my hands like I'm a gunslinger. My hands are like this. Usually in westerns, they have the hands when they are to draw the weapon, So I stand like that, like I'm going to, and there is no weapon, like, yeah. So I had the Rampuri blade also kept over here, like how somebody would keep a gun and all those things. So they allowed me to have so many creative inputs to make this character. Yeah, they trusted me with like coming up with ideas for the mannerisms or the cuts or some elements, like the teeth was my idea, and the blade was my idea to something else. I wanted a hand opening Rampuri chaku and all that. I wanted it to be like Antoine Chigurh from No Country for Old Men, because initially I wanted to base it on that because it's one of the best performances of a villain that I've ever seen. But it's that wouldn't have suited the time period and the story and all those things like that. So they had some references. So one of them was Sanjay Dutt, and because the reference was there, I didn't think of Sanjay Dutt. The reference was there and they liked that hairstyle the best. So they made this wig, and सबने के बाल मेरे हैं तो इधर से wig लगता था वो. After this scene, I told Rajan DK, can I improvise something? He said yeah. So I go and say कैसा लग रहा हूँ. I do a really bad impression of Sanjay Dutt. To which the other two guys, my co-actors, एकदम बाबा लग रहे एकदम. So they improvised to that. So I told them मैं ऐसा करूँगा, आप लोग कुछ सोचो कि response कैसे करोगे. So then that became that.
जब से सिगरेट पीना छोड़ा ऐसे खा खा के पूरा ओवर ईटिंग हो गया, सोडा पी पी के देखो हालत टाइट हो गया इधर। ए रुको प्लीज, अरे सुनना, ये लोग 1 महीने का फ्री ट्रायल के लिए आएंगे, तू मारेगा तो अगले महीने से नहीं आएंगे, तू काली मेरे को मार के जाना। अयो अयो frustrated हो गया मैं।
Ayyo, that's me referencing this wonderful comedy actor from Tamil films called Vadivelu.
Ayyo.
So in a couple of places I have, because I'm playing this Matunga, character. So I've watched countless hours of videos of Vadivelu on YouTube, and I just like he's just really hilarious. I think it's just that it's a little tribute to all these people. So I keep stealing stuff. So I think some parts of Jimmy was Pankaj Tripathi from what was that film that he did, Fukre. Smart boy, yes. So it's like that, a skinny fellow. All of that was just Pankaj Tripathi. But I'm not trying to imitate them. I just take what they did and I kind of ensemble it into. A lot of my performances are that, like, I ensemble things, like things I like, I store it in my head, or it just comes to me as like, oh, I can use this over there. I'm not a mimicry artist, so it doesn't seem like them. So that's why when this ayyo happens, so I like that's it's something in my head like what Vadivelu did in some scene that I saw on YouTube. So ayyo, so I just put it in there. Yeah. I suppose if you see the body language, I mean, I'm playing two characters over here. If you see the body language of both, it's very different because the other one is very still, a bit subdued, shrugged, and quieter. So the person who's sitting over there, it's not his space. You come, you sit wherever you want, you literally, and you're casual about it. Like you're not really staring anybody down or anything. So the more relaxed you are and the more unpredictable you are in terms of what you're going to do, that is the threat. They don't really know what you're going to do. Somebody walks into your house and sits in your living room like really comfortably, and you don't know them. And despite you going and asking them who you are, if they say, go get me a glass of water instead of introducing themselves, then you're immediately intimidated by that behavior. So Jimmy is that sort of a character. So the more casual I am over here, the more power and control I have, more intimidating Jimmy can be to the rest of them. Because all the rest of them in their own space are standing absolutely still, like he is the boss. So he's changed the power dynamics over there just by being really casual. And then when I'm playing money, I'm doing the opposite of that. Like it's his space, that's his school, but he's sitting in a way as he's a subordinate, as he's waiting for instructions. And everybody wait there. If you see, I also did that. I ask for something, a drink, but when that guy brings, I don't immediately take it. I'm झाड़ोइंग, मैं झाड़ रहा हूँ अपने से, जो भी बनाना चिप्स खा रहा था मैं, वो सब मेरे पतलून पे गिरे हुए हैं, उसको पहले निकाल रहा हूँ मैं. तो ये again that is a power dynamic. So I'm establishing that I am the powerful person over here. So that's how he is intimidating, because you can't really tell. If you stare somebody down, no, that's an indication that you're communicating a certain emotion. So it gives them the idea that you are pissed off or you're angry or you're going to do something.
मैं कोई दूध का धुला नहीं हूँ. मैं वासु हूँ.
कब से?
स्कूल, कॉलेज के टाइम से.
कॉलेज?
I haven't seen this in a long time.
मेरा स्कोर क्या है? अब तक छप्पन.
वैसे ये सीन आता है, but this is not really happening. He is not really revealing. वो उसके माइंड में है कि मैं ऐसे बोल दिया, वो cool है, something like that. What a wonderful actor, yeah. My friend Radhika Apte. She's just a delight to watch. She's one of the best actors we have. Like it's so much easier also, like when you work with her, because she's so natural, so believable. It's just like wonderful. And sure, we all have inhibitions and insecurities, and Mandar Ponkshe is a very inhibited and very self-conscious person. And then that's why he devises a certain way of going about things, all this Vasugiri and all that. He second best ko patana hai and all of those things. And he also stopped growing up after a certain time. Now he remained a teenager. Like his cousin is his idol, वहाँ पे क्षितिज, जो बाद में मर जाता है. He was like कि बहुत कड़क लड़कियों के साथ उसका अफेयर रहा है, बहुत सुंदर लड़कियों के साथ में, लेकिन उसने शादी इसको किया. He didn't have that emotional maturity. And even in this scene also, if you see, Mandar is not very self-confident. She is more sure of herself. She seems more upfront. He's always very reluctant. And he still can't believe that somebody like her is marrying him. Because उसके हिसाब से ये second best वाली वो range में नहीं आती है. ये वो distinction range में आती है. ये तो उसके लीग के बाहर है. तो लीग के बाहर ने लड़की ने बोला ठीक है शादी कर लूँगी. He can't believe it. ठीक है नहीं ये possible ही नहीं हो सकता. So he's walking on eggshells. Somewhere there is this guilt also कि मुझे बता देना चाहिए इस लड़की को and all those things like. Anyway, eventually he grows up in the film when he sees that she accepts him despite his flaws and all that, because she is also flawed and she's like, ठीक है तू अच्छा आदमी है, तू थोड़ा ग्रो अप नहीं किया था, but at least तू सच बोला ना एंड में. While we were shooting it in पुणे, पुणे में ज़्यादातर इसकी शूटिंग हुई थी, तो एक रक्षलेखा सोसाइटी इसके अंदर कर रहे थे, तो वहाँ पे बच्चे आते थे शूटिंग देखने के लिए. एंड हीरो कौन है, एंड somebody used to point to me and then used to look at me, ये है हीरो, ये बुरा तो लगता था, बट आई रियली फेल्ट दैट इट वॉज अ विक्ट्री ऑल्सो, बिकॉज दैट्स हु द पर्सन इज. ही इज़ रियली नॉट अ काइंड ऑफ वो हीरो जो जैसे फिल्मों में होता है या आम जिंदगी में होता है, कोई उसको देख के बोलेगा वाह व्हाट अ क्या पर्सनैलिटी है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. ही इज़ लाइक आम से भी बदतर है. इज़ नॉट रियली अ हेड टर्नर और समथिंग लाइक दैट. दैट वॉज इन द स्क्रिप्ट एंड दैट्स हाउ आई इंटरप्रिटेड इट एंड दैट्स हाउ हर्षवर्धन मेड इट. एंड हर्ष वो मिडिल क्लास सेंसिबिलिटीज़ का किंग है. वो उसको मतलब ही अंडरस्टैंड्स दिस वर्ल्ड रियली रियली वेल.
करना क्या है इसका? साले को इतना मारा फिर भी एक ही चीज बक रहा है. भरोसा करना है इसका? लगता तो चूतिया ही है.
चूतिया अपने अलग गांव नहीं बसाते, हमारे बीच ही रहते हैं.
आप सच बोल रहा हूँ. बाबूजा धागा पे आज रात को मालूम तुरेगा.
ये करण है, करण नायक, एंड ऑब्वियसली द लेडी ऑफिसर हु कम्स इन दिस सीन इज हिज बॉस, हु इज ऑल्सो हिज वाइफ. सो देयर इज वेरी ऑब्वियस टेंशन बिटवीन द टू ऑफ देम कि कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. प्रोफेशनल रिलेशनशिप में भी गड़बड़ है और प्राइवेट रिलेशनशिप में भी गड़बड़ है. एंड दैट्स it's just these two things are mixing in this one. They are not in a good place as a couple. They probably used to be in a very good place. They were a very romantic, lovely couple who both wanted to be in the service, but then it's just not there. And that's his flaw. Although he seems to be a good man and a police officer who wants to do who wants to solve cases, and his methods may be a little teda meda. There was some physicality that I had and we had discussed with Aditya Dutt also. I don't think either of them are really complicated characters, but sometimes just being able to show the difference can like be a little complicated. So we had to do a little bit of preparation before in terms of look tests and some rehearsals and discussions and all that. And during shoot also, like after like a few days of shoot, Aditya made me review the footage and he showed me things, and then we could see how visually I could sort of add or subtract certain things which could depict those characters really better. मेरा चैलेंज ये था कि मैं ऐसे इस टाइप का फिल्मी कॉप है, ये बहुत ऐसे वही है कि टेढ़ा मेढ़ा बाय द बुक नहीं जाएगा, पंच लाइन मारेगा. इसमें कर रहा था वो एक पंच लाइन है इसका, वो एक स्टाइल है इसका, एक्शन है, अकेले चला जाएगा गुंडों से भिड़ने. तो बहुत लोगों ने किया है और हमें पसंद भी है, लेकिन मैं इसको कैसे करूँगा, क्या वो कूल और स्टाइलिश भी, बिकॉज वो जोन में रहना है. सो आई हैड टू इंटरप्रेट दैट. तो मेरे लिए वो इंटरेस्टिंग था एंड आई हैड टू इमेजिन थिंग्स लाइक दैट. नहीं तो काफ़ी मतलब एक्शन करना मुश्किल था, बट देन आई थिंक प्लेइंग द पार्ट और डूइंग द सीन्स वरंट रियली दैट कॉम्प्लिकेटेड.